I have been absorbing all the info on who might be the next pope, and I am here to distill it all down for you in 4 minutes or less. Now, there is a saying that he who goes into the conclave as pope comes out a cardinal. And with that in mind, let's start with the top 3 papal cardinals, or papabili, on the Calci betting market. Cardinal Pietro Parolin comes in on top at 33% chance of becoming the next pope. Parolin is the current Vatican Secretary of State and was made cardinal by Pope Francis. He's considered a moderate, but in my estimation, a moderate that leans left. So John Yep, the head of the Catholics for Catholics group, opined on Steve Bannon's show yesterday that the worst outcome would be for a perceived moderate to be elected, lulling the laity into complacency and taking the urgency out of our militancy. So Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle from the Philippines comes in at 22% chance of becoming pope on Calci. Tagle is far left, very progressive, and would be disastrous full stop. He's in favor of the Vatican-China secret accords and the ordination of female deacons. Cardinal Peter Turkson is third on the Calci betting odds at 11% chance of becoming pope. Turkson is the most progressive of the African cardinals and leans left. Now, at the time when Pope Francis initially became ill in February, and again when Pope Francis passed on Monday, Cardinal Sarah was trending on X. I watched the trend just go up and up yesterday, and he is still trending very strong on X. Sarah is clearly the people's choice. Not that the church is a democracy. Sarah was made cardinal by Pope Benedict and is very orthodox/traditional friendly. He said some incredibly based things like gender ideology is a Luciferian refusal to receive a sexual nature from God. Now, while Sarah is on the list of the top 12 papabili, he is not considered one of the forerunners by any means. So I think he'd kind of be a long shot of the top bracket. To make things interesting, cardinals 80 and over cannot participate or be elected by the conclave. Cardinal Sarah is currently 79 years old and will be 80 on June 15th. So perhaps by the grace of God, he will barely make this conclave. Now, many are saying that 2 cardinals who might have a better chance than Cardinal Sarah in getting elected and being, as it were, sort of the saving grace of conservatives and traditionalists are Cardinal Erdo from Hungary and Cardinal Pizzaballa from Italy. Yes, you heard that right. Pizzaballa. Now, there's not a lot of info on Pizzaballa as, say, Sarah, but he seems to have done some low-key trad things, and as the Latin Patriarch of Jerusalem, he offered himself to Hamas as a hostage in exchange for all the children that were taken during the October 7th attack, something that I think says quite a lot about him. So that's the breakdown. So let's continue to pray, pray, pray. I will put a link to the Chair of St. Peter Novena on the end screen and put a helpful link or two in the description if you want to dive deeper into this topic.